What's happening, everyone? There is a huge issue being discussed. Manchester City, the treble winners, they are potentially on course to break a record and win 4 Premier League titles in a row. Can anybody stop them? Joining me to help me discuss this is the wonderful Ade Oladipo. His link to his YouTube channel is in the description below. Make sure you subscribe over there. Ade, how are you?
Not bad. Tough discussion, this one.
Yeah, I think what we're going to do is focus this one on Arsenal, right? But Arsenal deserve this. They deserve us to give them the credibility. But they finished second.
Yeah.
They launched a serious bid for the title. It went off the boil towards the end, but generally speaking,
mate, they're incredible.
They were incredible
in the league. They're incredible,
and therefore, I certainly subscribe to the theory that they are the best placed to go again. They finished second, therefore they are the best place to stop Man City.
Well, look, they're proving they're the best place because look, it's not done yet. But if they do get the guy they want, their main number one target. Bear in mind, this is an Arsenal team that lost out on all their targets last season. People might say the likes of Trossard done well and weren't the first choice. Do you know what I mean? Every player they got in wasn't first choice. The fact that they can go out and get a big one, a one that I think would find a way into everyone's starting 11 in Declan Rice. If they can get him, they're basically telling the league, we're good to go for next season. That's, you know, when you think of what a statement purchase is, where everyone in the dressing room sits up a bit like, oh, hello, heard that we're getting Declan. Like that raises Saka's level, that raises Jesus, Odegaard, everyone's level goes up a bit. And as much as I hate to say it, I look forward to seeing him in the Arsenal shirt to see what he can do.
Yeah, I actually agree with you. I think it will be the first time that Arsenal have signed a player that the world are jealous of for a long time. No. Like they did it all the time when we were young.
All the time.
They did it all the time. And they also managed to sign, and you know, the sort of rough diamond but polish them. Dennis Bergkamp, for example, was at Inter Milan. It wasn't quite going his way, but there was obviously a player there.
Yeah.
We'd seen what he'd done at Ajax and whatever, and then he went to Arsenal, Wenger, and they polished him. This, though, is different.
This is a diamond already that's polished and is a winner that's come into and is a leader.
And he's ready to go. He's Premier League proven. He's like a coiled spring ready to launch into the Champions League.
I don't think we've seen Declan Rice yet. I think Declan Rice is still playing with the handbrake up because David Moyes, unfortunately, is not a good enough manager. Doesn't know how to play him at his best. And I don't think we've seen him enough do what I think he can do, which is almost, I dare say, Steven Gerrard-esque.
What, box-to-box midfielder?
Box-to-box midfielder that will get you goals.
Yeah.
Box-to-box midfielder that will get, not crazy. He's not Lampard.
Dozen?
Yeah, it's enough. That's enough.
It's enough, mate. They've probably got 6 players in their team that scored.
Yeah, like I'd be shocked if Xhaka, Partey, Jorginho, and El Neni got that combined.
No.
Be shocked.
No.
Didn't get that combined, did they?
No.
So if you can get one that can get you 12, mate. Don't get me wrong. They still need a bit more, but that's solid.
Also, if you think, generally speaking, midfield win your leagues. Like the midfield, whenever any league winners over the years, think of any title-winning team, they've probably got a midfield to like send a shiver down the spine.
Yeah.
A midfield of Odegaard, Rice, maybe Partey, if he stays.
That's. I think this is, and I think you've perfectly sort of phrased the question now, because this is the question. Is it Xhaka going or is it Partey?
Yeah.
Because right now, Declan Rice, if they were to keep all 3, it's fantastic, because then they've got the depth off the bench. For me, my only concern with Arsenal is if Rice comes in for Partey, then you're still short on the bench.
Yeah.
Like where's the squad depth still when you're trying to, you know, compete at the Champions League, compete in the FA Cup, the League Cup? It's still El Neni,
so do you
isn't
think
it?
they need to buy 2?
I think they need to buy 2.
So they've got like a Caicedo plus Rice.
Maybe they do like what you've said, what they used to do 15, 20 years ago, find that rough diamond.
Yeah.
Find that rough diamond that you polish, Riziki, Carzola.
Yeah.
Find one of those still.
They were a young team. Things went their way. They got quite lucky. They will never have a league where Liverpool are that bad again. They will never have a league where Chelsea are that bad again. They will never have a league where Manchester United are that bad again. They needed to make the most of it, and they've missed their chance.
Agreed.
I'm
agreeing with that person.
Are you really?
Yeah, I'm not. By agreeing with that, I'm not saying Arsenal won't make top 4, but I agree with all those statements that you've said. Liverpool wouldn't. No way in hell will Liverpool have that same start they did last season. No. Chelsea certainly aren't going to have that season under Poch. I think United under Ten Hag looks like they might bring a couple in as well. Then Newcastle will be strong. Arsenal will be strong as well.
Yeah.
Arsenal will be very, very strong as well.
But I don't think they've missed a chance to win the league. I think it's basically impossible to win the league. But if anyone could, Arsenal are as likely to win the league as anyone else, apart from the obvious. I think the obvious are 50%, 60%, 80% likely to win the league. depending on where. Like, even the people that...
How good is Arteta?
It's an interesting question. It's a really good question.
How good is he?
Mate, this is a video in itself.
Good
This
is
is a
it?
video in
That
itself.
isn't
It's a
it?
great
Like,
question. It's a
I
great
was
question.
like,
Okay,
you know.
let's do this. This is really fun. You cannot deny the elevation in Arsenal. You cannot deny not only the elevation in the players and the performances, but the elevation in the belief. The Emirates has never rocked as it's rocked under Arteta.
Agreed.
It's happening. Something is going on. There is a belief. There is a commitment from the fans. They're on board, right? It wasn't like this with Emery.
No.
Certainly wasn't like this in Freddie Ljungberg's game.
Or even the back end of Wenger.
Yeah,
Wasn't
it
like
was
this.
toxic.
Very toxic, yeah.
So that is good management. Part of being a manager is making sure that the fans is and there is a connection between the fans and the players and the board, and everybody's happy singing off the same hymn sheet. He's done that very well. Could you argue that his one-dimensional nature cost them last year?
Yeah.
There isn't a plan B.
There isn't. There isn't. I mean, you always remember this one. It's that West Ham game.
Yeah.
Nketiah's on the bench. Who does he bring on?
Yeah.
Is it Reece Nelson that he brings on? Because remember, Reece Nelson scored a last-minute wonder goal.
Yeah, against
4
Bournemouth.
weeks earlier.
Was it Bournemouth?
And I think Nketiah, who basically, I'm not going to say saved their season, but almost kept it going when Jesus was out. I remember me and you talking about this.
There was some terrible
There was a terrible couple of substitutions when the going got tough.
He made wrong decisions. There were a few, weren't there? There were a few substitutions that he got wrong. The lack of an ability, if we call it an ability, to play in a different way. Like, at certain points in a game, that front four that they have, that all score goals and they all interchange, and it's like effervescent, lively football, and it's beautiful to watch. That's wicked when things are going well. But sometimes the score's 1-1 at home to very beatable opposition, and you need a winner.
Yeah. What's your option?
Yeah.
It's all nice and neat.
Do you go long? Do you need a player? When Arsenal fans, these links to Kai Havertz, I've been talking to Arsenal fans, I've got a lot of them in my family, and I'm like, no, lad, no. Do you know what a lot of them are saying? They're saying that his physique is
They're crazy. Mate, you could fart and blow him over.
No, but Ade, I'd say the Arsenal front four, their average height would be 5'10".
Yeah, was he 6'2", 6'3"?
He's not particularly good in the air. Don't get me wrong, he scores.
But he's a different option.
But if nothing else, he's not 5'10".
Well, they get Valty Vekhorst then.
That's kind of the point I'm making. Look, he's a bad example because he's not very good, but maybe Arteta needs Vlahovic. Somebody else. Somebody to do something differently. Because he doesn't seem to be able to do that. And I think you're right. There was another glaring error in substitutions. You're right, the West Ham game was one. But there was also another one when he dilly-dallied and he didn't make the obvious change. And again, it cost them. So this is interesting about how good is Arteta. Is he good? Do you think Arteta is good enough to win a league?
Not with the others around him, no.
Not compared to Guardiola.
Not compared to Guardiola. And obviously I know Klopp's had a drop-off, but not compared to Klopp either. We've seen Klopp do it. The other thing for me is, at the start of the season last year, what were the expectations for Arsenal?
Last year, top four at best.
Top four at best, because they fell off a cliff when they should have got it.
Yeah.
Pressure's on now. Arsenal fans are expecting, not hoping. Yeah. Started last season, it was a hope. Yeah. Could we maybe make a top four run? Maybe win the cup.
Another good point.
Now they're literally all rubbing their hands together. All of them are excited, aren't they? Don Robbie, there's all we're going to do this.
And the board will be expecting if they suddenly spend 100 million quid on Rice or whatever.
We're expecting you now. Yeah. So it starts a bit rocky early. Pressure's on immediately. A bit like Klopp. Because the expectancy for Klopp was, well, we're going to challenge City all the way. Started early, it just all collapsed. Yeah. If it starts bad, for Arteta's men, now that we're expecting them to do something, it's all well and good, these kids with no expectations and all playing it around, nice and neat football. When we expected you to win, Southampton, West Ham, 2-0
we demanded it.
We demanded it. And you couldn't do it. Can you do it from the off this season?
Mate, this is an interesting video.
Mate, it really is.
This is an interesting... Let's just go positive.
Go on then.
Can they?
Yes.
Like, if there was an Arsenal... So, say Robbie. Robbie's the main man, right? Absolutely. The absolute boy. Mr. Arsenal. Don Robbie's sitting here now. He's listened to this. He hasn't liked a lot of it.
Yeah.
What's his take? What's he telling us?
100% they can do it.
Yeah, why though?
Because...
Who's going to score the goals to get them there?
All four of them.
So they say same system.
Yeah, they don't have a 30 they just don't have that guy. Unfortunately, they've almost in getting Jesus. They've known this. We don't have that guy, so we're going to share him around. All it takes is for Saka and Martinelli. What did Saka get last season?
Yeah, mate.
14, 13?
Yeah, a
All
lot.
it takes
Double
all it
figures in
takes
both
is he
as well.
gets 4 more. Yeah. Martinelli gets 4 more.
What about Havertz coming in? Do you think that helps?
Yeah, different option off the bench.
So let's say that their transfer goes. Let's say that they bring in somebody who's better than Holding. So if Saliba,
he signed a new deal.
No, but
that means nothing because it
still get someone in.
Yeah.
Like he can be the other guy.
Yeah.
He can play the League Cup games against Shrewsbury. But they need somebody he's obviously not going to be as good as Saliba.
That's why I think the Caicedo thing. And because he can play right back, I know people say, but he can
push
play
Ben White central.
Push Ben White central. If it goes rough, you've got options there, and then he can go into midfield whenever.
Yeah.
Like if they've been given a war chest of 200 million, you break the bank for Caicedo. I know you boys are looking at him, but you get Caicedo and you get Declan Rice, and they are going to make a sustained, scary effort to win the league.
Havertz, Rice, Caicedo, did they win the league?
No. It's not their
Because
fault.
of
City.
Man City.
City.
This has
Whatever
been
options you've just said
interesting,
there.
Do you know what? Like this was an interesting video. For even you asked some good questions there. Like how good is Arteta? It's an interesting one. It's an interesting one. I rate him though.
Do you?
I
Top
think
4 manager in the Premier League?
I dismissed
Top
him.
4?
Top 4 manager in the Premier League. Not yet. Like
Yeah, he is
it's,
now.
it's
Now
hard,
that Conte's
it's
gone, he is.
hard,
No,
though,
he is. Conte's
think?
gone, so he is now, yeah.
But
100%.
would you say he's a better manager than Emery?
Oh, actually, one second.
know what I mean?
Yeah, is he better than De Zerbi?
De Zerbi, I think you could
No, you're
argue
right. You're right. In
Arteta,
fact,
but is he better than Emery?
You're right. He's no way
can't be better than Emery.
Like only we in the Premier League
He
would
could
say
be better
that.
for
like,
Arsenal.
Continental.
Yeah.
Like Emery opens his trophy cabinet.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're right. He's
Like,
not better than
I
Emery.
think you could argue he's a better fit for Arsenal.
Yes.
Like you know how I didn't like Rafael Benitez was never a fit for Chelsea, but obviously he was a better manager than other managers that I think were a good fit.
Agreed.
So there we go. Yeah. Interesting, Ad. Enjoyed this one. Thank you so much
love it.
to everybody for tuning in. Really do appreciate it. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Please click subscribe over here. Would really appreciate it if you would join the community. And in the link below in the description is Adeola Depot's YouTube channel. Make sure that you head over there, click subscribe. There's some wonderful content. See you in a bit.